I present to you all Corpus Maritus, or corpse husband in Latin. Hello everyone. I had always wanted to create a figure, actually ever since I was in middle school, and I never had the chance to do it, but now as an adult and with this YouTube channel and being experimental, I decided, why not? No one's ever made a corpse husband figure before, or at least in this way that I know of. So I decided to do that with today's video. I hope you all enjoy. So to start off, I had this wooden drawing figure that, that I've had for a while that kind of broke. And I wanted to, like always, repurpose it and make something new out of it. So this is what I'm going to be utilizing for the base of the body. So for day one, obviously we're going to be using our mannequin as our base for the body. I fixed its arm a little bit, made a little makeshift one for now. And these are all the materials I'm going to be utilizing. I'm going to be utilizing this this container to put all the clay, and then these are some of the materials that I'm going to be using to cut up the clay. Some paper clips, these I just got at Target, they're really cheap. Some clay glaze, either glossy or matte, but we will decide as the project goes on. And then I got this really cool set on Amazon. I'll link it in the description box below, but it came with this 10-pound brick of clay and with all of the tools necessary that I need to essentially just use for sculpting, which is amazing. I'll link obviously in the description box below where I got this, the price, everything. But yeah, let's get started. So hello. Here I'm going to be using some paper clips, as you can see right here, and this is what I'm going to be using to make kind of like the base of the hand, the fingers, and this is more or less how it's going to look like. So it's kind of like wire. I didn't have regular wire, so I just got the next best thing, which is the paper clips. So what I did was I got some pliers and just started kind of molding, I guess, the way that the shape of the fingers would be. And this is what I'm doing right here. It takes quite a bit of time and patience. I use obviously the time lapse to make it look like I'm going faster than I actually am, but it did take quite a while because the paper clips are a little bit stiff, and I really wished I could have used some more softer wire that is utilized for sculpting, because usually when you sculpt something, there is a special wire that you can use to make the base of the body, right? And then the fingers, and that's what essentially is going to be used as the skeleton, and then you put the clay over it. But yeah, we work with what we have. And this is what it looks like. So I put some just painter's tape, and I formed essentially how the hands are going to look like, and the rabbit ear, because I'm going to make it look like how he looks like in his profile picture, with the half ear kind of coming out and the mask covering his face. But yeah, and then yeah, okay. Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know, I'm Lucy. I am the creator of this channel, Lucy Lestrange. This is the first time I'm addressing you all in person, showing my face. The reason why I'm doing this quick little video, I guess, in between this main one, is because it's been a couple months since I started the corpse husband figure that I started to make, and I had stopped because I for those of you who haven't seen my other videos, to summarize what's happened is I just got out of a 10-year relationship, toxic relationship, with my boyfriend and his family, and I moved away from California. I don't live in California anymore, and I'm staying with family and just restarting my life. And yeah, I just wanted to address that. So I'm going to finish, obviously, showing the rest of the process of the figure, right? But the background is different, and that's why I wanted to explain what's going on, like why the background looks different, why the table looks different. Is because I'm not in the same space anymore. I'm in a new place, different space, different environment, and just restarting my life. So yeah, I just wanted to address that real quick, and I guess be honest with you guys and expose myself in a way with you guys. So that's what that is. Now that that's out of the way, these are the images that I'm going to be utilizing as my reference guide as to how I want the figure to look like. I might use some more, and I'm going to link all of the artists that I used in the description box. But this is technically day 2, I guess, of how I'm doing this video, and I apologize for my shrimp pose. I need to fix that. But anyways, this is how the figure looks like in day 2. Well, this damn camera can focus. But as far as using clay, or air dry clay, I am not an expert. This is the first time I'm ever utilizing air dry, but I think it came out okay. I tried layering as best as I could and tried, just doing it as well as I possibly can. But hi. Day 3, I tried my best to just fill in the little cracks with a little mixture of the clay with some water, and that's what I'm doing right here in this process. This helps seal in all of the clay and all of the little mistakes, and so I can add more layering. And right here I started working on the collar of the sweater because I'm going to give him, kind of like make him look a little bit like Ryuk, but mysterious. And this is day 4, and I know, I'm sorry, I layered too much of the clay and he looks very buff, but this is what I'm working in so far. And now I'm just trying my best to add in some more layers. I'm going to sand it with a nail file once I add in all of the layers of how I want bulky and just how I want the body to somewhat look like. And then once I'm done adding the layers and filing it down a little bit more, I'll add in some more clay to give it the little details. But yeah, that's what I'm working on so far right here. This is day 5, and this is how it looks like so far. It's starting to take a little bit of form here, so not too bad. The hands look a little exaggerated, but yeah, this is, now I'm working on adding the pants. I'm gonna make them look kind of stretched out, because I've noticed in some of the clothing with some of the art references, his pants are a little bit kind of on the wider side, so that's what I'm working on right here. This is day 6 of the corpse figure, and so far he's starting to take a little bit more form right here. I'm going to start, I guess, shaping him down with the nail file to start giving his body a little bit more form to how I want it to look. But I also wanted to take this time to talk about my reasonings as to why I chose to make this figure. Like I said earlier in the video, I've always wanted to make a figure ever since I was in middle school, like whether it was like cloth or sewing or whatever, but I just never had the means to do it, simply because I wasn't super supported as an artist growing up. And here I am now, 30 years old, trying to, I guess, get back to a place where I can create and fully be myself, and is the reason why I made this channel. But as far as the Corpus stuff, in total I've made, I guess, 15 videos related to Corpus, or like his music, or anything that has to do with him, because like many artists, like I've been inspired by his music and just what he does and how he is overall as a person, which is great because, you know, his music's really, I guess, touched me, because I've been in like a negative space, much like he has, in his journey of life and creation and music and everything. However, what I don't like is how his community has treated him. Like, they've sexualized him and also doxed him so much to the point that he's practically left the internet for quite a while, and it's very sad and disappointing to see that many creators, many artists, even celebrities, they can't fully be themselves because people become so parasocial with them, like to the point that they have to be at arm's length just to protect themselves, and that's very disappointing, and I don't like that. And I guess what I'm trying to say with all of this is, for those of you that are watching, I hope that you can be more mindful when it comes to your support of other artists or celebrities or just people in general. Like, please be more mindful and respectful to others, especially, you know, people like Corpus, people he associates with, or just in general. Please be more mindful with what you say and what you do, and please don't be, I guess, parasocial with these people. They're trying their best with who they are and what they do, and it's not right for them to be put in a box, or for you to live off, you know, your fantasies through them. At the end of the day, yes, they're artists, yes, they're celebrities, but they're people too at the end of the day. So I guess that's all I'm trying to say. Just please be more mindful. And that's my 2 cents on that subject. As far as the figure goes, this is what it's looking like on day 9, and I've started to add little folds onto his clothes, and then I also started working on the hands, but they still don't look great, and I think I'm going to change how the legs look. But I also wanted to show everyone, I guess, what I use for inspiration, as far as like what I use as a reference guide. And I like to use Pinterest a lot because they have so many good like ideas and pictures, and I think I'm gonna go with like a more tech wear kind of look when it comes to the figure. So these are some reference photos that I'm going to be utilizing. As you can see, like, I like the little folds that this, like, I guess, jacket looks, and the little pockets, and I also like just like the gloves and the pants. I really like this like kind of grungy look, so that's what I'm gonna do here with the clothing. So as far as the figure goes, the head and like face, I guess I used the references of the fan art, right? And the rest of the body, I'm going to be using references to the Pinterest stuff. But this is day 10, and this is what it's looking like so far. I already added like the feet, I guess, or I've started to add the feet. As you can see here, it's not looking great because obviously it's still in like, I guess, rough draft, like still adding layers and still trying to give it some form. And I'm trying to like shave down, I guess, the pants part at the bottom, because I kind of want it to like I want to give the foot form, so make it look like he's wearing boots and like long socks, and then have it taper out and make the pants have layering and folds, and then obviously add, like when I paint it, give it more of that stylized look. So here in day 11 you can kind of see I've started adding more details as far as like how I want the jacket to look. I'm going to shave down like the arms a little bit, but I've added like the little kind of pockets, and I broke some of the bottom to give it that tapered look that I wanted to have. And unfortunately I didn't get to finish what I wanted to on day 11 because I went out and I fell. I got an e-bike and I tried to test it out, and I went out to the bank and I fell and I really ate it, so it's probably going to take me a little time to recover, but you know, it is what it is. We persevere and we keep going. So this is day 11.2, I guess. It's the day after I fell and really ate it, but this is how the figure is looking right now. The hands look really puffy. Obviously they look kind of comical, like the Disney, I guess, Mickey Mouse gloves, and this is what the boots are starting to look like. Still needs quite a bit of work, but here we go. I had to snack, and because I was really dehydrated, I guess, and the angle is a little bit different on me recording this because I'm icing my knee while I'm working on this, and honestly I was in a lot of pain, and I made the mistake of not taking any Tylenol or anything, so I just kind of dealt with it. But yeah, right here I'm just, you know, filling in the little cracks and imperfections, and I'm slowly starting to shave down and add in some of the little details that I want for the legs and the body overall. So yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. This is day 12 through 15, but basically I'm gonna speed run everything as far as the details because I'm being honestly very picky when it comes to this figure. It's not coming out how I want it to exactly, but at the same time it's kind of exceeding my expectations in terms of how I am wanting for it to look like. So I'm just kind of adding and removing a lot of the stuff, but throughout these days, day 12 through 15, all I really was doing was just sanding, filling in the cracks, because the thing that sucked about working with air dry is that sometimes if I would hold it a certain way, it would crack, and I would have to refill the little imperfections and little cracks so it doesn't fall apart, and that would happen several times. So that's just something that unfortunately I had to deal with. But as far as everything else goes, it went pretty well. I added some extra stuff to the body overall. I made his jacket a little bit more puffier. I'm also debating whether I should add some sleeves or some laces on his shoes, or possibly a belt or a belt buckle, or, you know, little things like that. This is how it's looking, day 16. I shaved down the gloves, and I'm going to add in the little claws. And yeah, I shaved down the legs and the boots. I think I'm going to add some pockets to the pants on the sides, like some really long ones, and add some more layering. I need to shave the hair overall, give it more of that detail. But yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Little by little, it's slowly getting there. So day 16, I added some sleeves, which honestly I think it looks pretty great. And I fixed the gloves obviously a little bit, and that's what I'm doing right here. I'm adding in some claws to the gloves, and then I'm also adding the little, I guess, the long pockets on the side of the pants, and then adding the boots, adding some more detail to the boots. I'm also still debating if I want to add laces and straps, but this is day 17. This is what it's looking like. So I've shaved down the arms a little bit more, and I've added obviously the big pockets on the side of the pants, and I've added some details, and I added some little, I guess like the folds in the boots. And I'm thinking I'm going to, once I finish painting it, I'm going to glue some laces on there and maybe add some little straps and little accessories onto there. But as far as what the accessories are going to be, I'm still debating and thinking about it. Hey everyone, so I'm going to be moving in a couple of days, and I'm trying to finish this as quickly as possible. And to be honest, I want to add some more stuff, but because I'm moving and because I'm like trying to rush to get everything done quickly, I think I'm just going to leave the corpse figure as is and just start painting it and just putting the gloss over it. So yeah, that's, I guess I wanted to interject in the middle of the video to say this, but I think it looks fine. But at the same time, I want to add so much stuff, but that's what it's looking like right now. Yeah, I mean, it looks fine, but at the same time I want to add so much more stuff. But I think I'm just going to leave it like that. In the future, I'll probably make another one, make like a more improved version of it, because like I said, I'm a novice when it comes to this. I've never worked with air dry clay before, so I'm just kind of winging it with this. I would like in the future to take classes and get better at sculpting, and then I can make a more, you know, cooler version, I guess, of it. But yeah, this is how it's gonna look, I guess, right now. But I'm gonna start painting it and putting the gloss. Yeah. Okay, so today is day 18, the final day, and I already got all my painting stuff all out and ready to go, because we're gonna speed run this thing, because I'm packing as well as I guess trying to finish this thing up, because I am literally leaving tomorrow to move to my new place with the new roommate and everything. But yeah, it's so exciting. But anyways, right here I'm starting off with a black base. I believe this is called like underpainting, but basically you add like all like the darker colors first. Like you add a base and then you add like all of the lighter colors on top. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm just doing it for obviously parts like the mask and the ears and the body, because it essentially is going to be black. And as for the face, like the half side of his face, I added a brown overpaint, I guess, and then I started slowly adding like the skin tone, and just slowly like was building off of that. Then here you could see me like painting the little, I guess, what's it called? The little platform for him to stand on. And here I'm like slowly adding the little details on the face, because I kept messing up and my hands are really shaky as I was painting, but I tried my best and kept just adding more layers to the skin and the eyes, which was like the more tedious part. And then the hair, I wasn't super satisfied with how it looked, but you know, I tried my best. Okay, so I'm almost done painting it. It's been about 6 hours, more or less, and this is what the corpse figure is starting to look like, I guess. I don't know what else to add to it, to be honest, but I'm gonna fix the eye a little bit, and obviously I'm gonna scrape that part right there, but I'm gonna glue some, like, I guess little accessories that I want to add to it, and then put the gloss and I'll be done. So yeah. So right here I'm cutting up the pieces that I'm going to be using as like the shoelaces, and I didn't have any glue with me, so I just kind of used like some like nail glue or crazy glue, and I was like really fumbling with it. I was trying to be as tedious and as meticulous as possible, but yeah, I was fumbling a little bit with it. And then I added some straps to like the back part of his pants, because I tried making some straps in the front part and it kept breaking, like with the clay and everything, because the area that I moved to is really hot and dry even with air conditioning, so the clay dried really quickly and it cracked. But yep. But without further ado, here he is. Dun 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 dun. Here he is, the final product. Finally, after I don't know how many months I spent working on this darn thing. I would say like a good 4 months was spent on this, but it was totally worth it. It came out not that bad. I mean, it did come out a little janky, but for someone who has never worked with clay before and this being their first project, I don't think it came out that bad. As far as like the thing that he's holding, I found like a little Christmas ornament decoration thing, and I decided to repurpose it and make it look like he's holding a pomegranate. So it's like, I guess he's like holding the forbidden fruit in a sense. So yeah, I figured it kind of fit well with like, I guess, his online character or whatever. But yay! I'm so excited with how it came out, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope that you all liked this project and possibly have the initiative to make your own. But anyways, I wanted to thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you'd like, and let me know if you'd like any more videos like this, and just let me know your thoughts and opinions. But until the next one, bye.